In this episode of American Made, we're diving into how baseball gloves are made. There's something deeply personal about a baseball glove, isn't there? Maybe it's the creak of the leather, the smell of oil and dust, or that perfect pop when a ball hits the pocket. A glove isn't just equipment, it's an extension of the player's hand, a companion for seasons, and sometimes a lifetime. But how does this simple-looking piece of leather become one of the most finely tuned tools in sports? What's the craftsmanship and American ingenuity that turns raw hide into the heart of baseball? We'll journey from the ranches where the hides begin, through workshops where artisans still cut and stitch by hand, and into the history of how the glove evolved from a symbol of weakness to a mark of pride. We'll uncover the secret oils, the hand-laced patterns, and why some of the world's best gloves are still made right here in America. Welcome to True History in Minutes, where we uncover the fascinating stories behind the things we use every day. If you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications. It directly supports the growth of this channel. The story of the baseball glove starts with pain. Literally. In the 1860s, baseball was raw and unforgiving. Players caught blazing fastballs and hard-hit grounders barehanded. Hands swelled, fingers split, bones cracked. But to wear a glove? That was unthinkable. It was seen as cowardly. A real ball player showed his toughness through bruises. Then came Charles Waite. In 1875, this St. Louis outfielder quietly slipped on a modified padded work glove during a game. The crowd jeered, and his teammates teased him. But when he started catching everything in sight without a wince, attitudes began to shift. By the 1880s, other players followed suit. Gloves evolved from taboo to trend. By the turn of the century, no serious player would dream of stepping onto the diamond without one. But even then, every glove was handmade, molded to the player's hand by a craftsman who knew how to shape leather like clay. Every glove begins its journey on the back of an American cow. And the type of leather really matters. For professional-grade gloves, tanneries prefer hides from cattle raised in northern climates. Cooler air means fewer insects, which means fewer scars or imperfections in the leather. Once the hides arrive at the tannery, they're treated with a mixture of natural oils and modern science. This process, called tanning, stabilizes the proteins in the leather, making it tough yet flexible. The best tanners guard their formulas like family secrets, with some recipes going back nearly a century. The result is what's called steer hide, or kip leather, dense, smooth, and full of life. Some glove makers will drum dye the leather in deep brown, black, or classic tan, while others leave it natural, letting years of play give it character. Each piece is then measured for consistency, checked for thickness, and carefully cut. A single hide can produce several gloves, but only if the cutter knows where to find the strongest, most even grain. In most American glove factories, you'll find a rhythm, a soundscape of snipping shears, clicking dies, and the soft hum of sewing machines. Cutters work like artists. They trace out patterns for the palm, fingers, web, heel, and lining, up to 25 individual pieces per glove. Each section must fit together perfectly, and every cut must follow the natural direction of the leather grain. A skilled cutter can spot imperfections just by running their fingers across the hide. Once cut, the pieces move to the stitchers. This is where precision meets patience. The stitching process can take hours, even for an experienced craftsman. They assemble the layers, the lining, palm, and back, sewing the edges and forming the basic glove shape. At this stage, the glove looks more like a deflated balloon than a piece of sports equipment. The leather is stiff, the form flat. But everything changes once the laces go in. Every glove contains between 130 and 180 inches of leather lace, all hand-threaded through tiny holes. The lace holds the fingers together, connects the web, forms the pocket, and anchors the heel. If a lace is pulled too tight, the glove becomes rigid, too loose, and the structure collapses. It's a balance that takes years to master. Veteran lace makers can feel the tension by touch alone. They tug, twist, and weave, knowing that one mistake means starting over. It is not unusual for a single glove to take more than 3 hours just to lace correctly. Many factories in America still do this by hand, even when machines could do it faster, because machines can't feel. They can't tell when the leather gives just the right resistance. Ask any ball player, the pocket is everything. It's the soul of the glove. The pocket determines how a glove catches, cradles, and controls the ball, and building it isn't just engineering, it's a form of sculpture. Workers steam the leather until it softens, then pound and press it into shape using mallets, molds, and muscle. Some use old wooden forms that have seen decades of use, their edges worn smooth by thousands of gloves before. For outfield gloves, the pocket is deep and wide, built to snag fly balls. For infield gloves, it's shallow and fast, made for lightning-quick transfers. Catcher's mitts, with their thick padding and circular shape, are their own art form entirely. Every position demands a different glove, and every player develops preferences as personal as their own handwriting. A brand new glove is beautiful, but useless. The leather is stiff, the lace is tight. It won't move naturally until it's broken in. This is where a player's personality shows. Some oil their gloves and wrap them overnight under mattresses. Others use steamers, mallets, or even microwave ovens to soften the leather. But ask any glove craftsman and they'll tell you, time is the best tool. As the glove bends, stretches, and flexes, the leather starts to memorize the shape of its owner's hand. Every catch, every squeeze, adds a fingerprint. Over weeks, the glove stops being a glove and becomes your glove. A perfect fit, achieved through effort and patience, just like the game itself. Step into a glove factory in Nocona, Texas, or Rawlings, St. Louis workshop, and you'll feel something rare. Pride. Some of the artisans here have been crafting gloves for 30, 40, even 50 years. They'll tell you they don't make products. They make tools for dreams. At Nocona, each glove maker initials the inside of their finished work. It's their quiet signature, a symbol of accountability and artistry. No machine can replicate that. These gloves have found their way onto the hands of legends, from Babe Ruth to Derek Jeter to Shohei Ohtani. But whether it's for a little leaguer or a pro, the process remains the same. Careful, deliberate, and deeply human. In an age of automation and overseas production, the American baseball glove stands as a defiant symbol of what craftsmanship still means. Most factories that moved abroad did so for cheaper labor, but those that stayed found something more valuable: integrity. American-made gloves are known for their durability, their individuality, and the passion behind every pair of hands that makes them. And that's not nostalgia. It's a living heritage. Each glove tells a story. The rawhide remembers the ranch it came from. The craftsman remembers the first glove they ever made. And the player remembers every play, every catch, every moment of triumph and heartbreak. In time, that glove might be passed down, from parent to child, teammate to teammate. And even when it's cracked and faded, the connection remains. Because baseball isn't just a sport, it's a thread in the American story, and the glove is one of its strongest stitches. So what does it mean to be American-made? It's more than a label. It's a belief that something built with care, something built well, matters. From the first hesitant glove worn by Charles Waite in 1875 to the perfectly balanced tools used by today's pros, each step in this craft tells us something about who we are. A nation that values hard work, innovation, and the simple joy of creating something with our own hands. So the next time you slip on a glove, close your fist and hear that satisfying pop of ball-meeting leather. Remember the journey that got it there. From the ranch to the tannery, from the cutter's knife to the lace-maker's hands, from a craftsman's initials inside the palm to the moment you make your first catch. You're not just holding a glove, you're holding a piece of American history. If you enjoyed learning about the story behind the baseball glove, give this video a like and share it with someone who loves the game. And if you believe craftsmanship still matters, subscribe for more stories about the incredible things that are proudly made right here in America. Because some things aren't just made in America, they help make America what it is. Thanks for watching this episode of American Made, and we will see you in the next episode.